What on earth is happening with Harmony One or the One token? Why is it suddenly going up that much? Is this a natural rally? Is this a lot of adoption of the chain? What's going on? Let's have a look at some data most people aren't considering. Let's try to figure out what's behind all of this and whether or not it still makes sense to buy the One token. Now here is the number of accounts over time. And this does look quite nice. We see constant growth. The problem though with this graph is that this is cumulative. This is a cumulative account growth. How many of those accounts are actually active? The answer is over here. This is a 1-year chart. This is not as pretty, right? We went down by pretty much 90% or so in a year. And it's not like there's a lot of development happening on the chain either. There's not a lot of smart contract deployments either. We see our sporadic spikes every now and then, but this cannot be called constant growth. And so what on earth is going on with the price? Why are we up 59% almost this week? And why did we almost double this month? Yes, the rally is a small blip on the chart in the grand scheme of things, but still, what's happening in the last month? Is a potential explanation that DeFi is picking up again? Is that potentially also coming over to Harmony One? Because the total value locked across all chains is rising since beginning of October of last year. Yes, with the DeFi summer, we were higher, but we are approaching those heights relatively quickly. Is Harmony One profiting from this growth? The answer is no. This is the total value locked of Harmony One. It's a former shell of itself. Harmony One's blockchain's total value locked was close to 1.5 billion at one point in January of 2022. Now we are down to 3.3 million. Probably the only capital that's left is by people that have forgotten their keys. And one might argue that's only because the price of the One token went down. And so of course associated tokens go down as well. The total value locked goes down. But it's actually also not true. Because this is the total value locked in US dollars, but here's the total value locked in One tokens. It's the same story. Now what we've got over here is the One token relative to Bitcoin. Because that's something that I believe is very important in crypto. When we buy something that's more risky than Bitcoin, when we buy something that's more volatile than Bitcoin, when we buy something that competes with the same capital because it's correlated with Bitcoin, if we've got such an asset, then we need to get outperformance. More risk should equal more return long term. If it doesn't, then it's not worth taking that risk. And so the US dollar price is one thing. The more important price is the relative valuation to Bitcoin. So what's One relative to BTC? And that went down since the peak of the DeFi summer by 97%. Yes, there is a bit of a rally recently, but it's still a far cry from this ocean of pain that investors had to go through before. Now what happened over here? Why did the Harmony blockchain lose all of its usage? Why did it completely collapse? I actually lived through this myself. I made a video back in the day titled My First Experience with Harmony One. And yes, I almost wanted to shoot myself. Again, the video was published over here. I was warning to not buy Harmony One. Feel free to check out that old video. It was all just hype at that point. Once you started using the technology, things simply did not work. And so again, this doesn't answer the question, why did the price almost double in the last month? I believe the answer is over here. I believe the answer is in the market makers. Because check this out. In the last 24 hours, 53 million of trading volume happened on Binance, another 11 million on xt.com, which is a co-branded version of Binance. Now this is a spot market. We've also got the perpetual futures market, a very similar picture. 145 million worth of the token changed hands in form of derivatives, in form of levered contract on Binance. There's another 114 million on Toolbit. Now what on earth is Toolbit? Toolbit is this centralized exchange. It's another white labeled version of Binance. Have a look at Toolbit and compare this to Binance. It's the same kind of website, right? It's got the same search, the same login, the same sign up. It's also got the same kind of QR codes for downloading the app, right? There's really zero change between those two websites. It's the same backends as well. And so the answer to this rally is manipulation by the market makers. They want to see a lot of volatility because volatility means trading volume and trading volume means income. those 250 million worth of trading volume are not natural by retail investors. Now that does not mean that the price of Harmony One has to go down from here, right? It doesn't have to crash. The manipulation can go on for quite a bit of time, especially since the crypto market is expanding right now. What we've got over here is the stablecoin market cap over time, and this started to go down with the implosion of Terra Luna, with the Anchor protocol, with the UST stablecoin. Afterwards, we've also seen the implosion of the FTX centralized exchange, but since October of last year, we see an expansion of crypto again, and that expansion is recently accelerating. And so the stablecoin market cap goes up when you send your hard-earned fiat currency to a centralized exchange. That centralized exchange then sends it over to, for example, Tether. Tether then mints the token on chain. This is what we see here in those charts. And hopefully Tether also keeps all those deposits, right, for later withdrawal. But yeah, money is flowing into crypto right now. And so all valuations are likely going to go up. All US dollar prices are likely going to go up. In fact, they're already going up. It doesn't really matter what you're buying. It's all green and it's likely going to continue to stay green. I still believe though that the best risk to reward is still in the meme coins. It's in the smaller cap meme coins. Have a look at those performances here. We saw Big Dog Think going up by 670% in the last week. Or Lucky Coin by more than 400%. Bully by almost 300%, etc. You get the gist, right? Most of those performances are in the market caps of hundreds of millions, not in the billions. The big question always is, how can we get one of those outperformers early, right? How can we spot a small altcoin that has the potential to 3, 4, 5x in a single week? My answer to this is the following. It's shown over here on the screen. It's wallet tracking. So I like to track the wallets of influential people, of top traders, of people that move markets, of influencers. I like to look at what are they buying and what are they selling. And for example, over here, 2 days ago, we had the Martini guy that bought the Moon token. And that was directly on Pump.fun. So that was the Solana blockchain. And he bought this for 4012. And we then, of course, discussed this at length. But have a look at what happened to the token. It made a massive run up, more than 1000%, then came crashing down, no surprise here. But have a look at the current price. It's currently at 4093. So even after this massive collapse, the price is still up by 8x or so. That's how early some of those signals can be, right? How else can we find tokens like this that shoot up like that? This was literally a 100x since the signal. Now here is the guy that we are tracking here. This is the Martini guy. He's got 149,000 subscribers, and of course when he talks about a token, that token generates some attention and the price tends to go up. And so here's the magic in all of this. Through on-chain analytics, we found various of his wallets, and we track his wallets. We've got 12 of his wallets in total. Finding those wallets is the actual art of the game. Now, not all of those signals go up that much that quickly, but still, have a look at this. This is Alex Becker. He bought the Spectre token at $2.38. And again, that was just a bit over 24 hours ago. That's up now 14%. And probably you know Alex Becker, he's got 1.5 million subscribers. The reason probably why the token didn't go up much more yet is because he hasn't published a video on the token yet. At least he didn't promote it recently. Here are the wallets that we track by Alex Becker. We've got 12 in total. But there's also a way to get these kind of tokens even earlier, to follow influencers that are a bit more risky in their approach. For example, here we've got Crypto Gains that bought Spectre already at 16 cents. So that was way back in the day. It was over here. Since then, we are up more than 1,500%. And so here's Crypto Gains. He's also got a bit over 100,000 followers. So again, when he talks about especially the smaller tokens, they can get quite a bit of momentum. We do have a few more of his wallets. He tends to change wallets quite often. We've got 55 that we are tracking. In total, by the way, we track more than 400 wallets. And so really, this is, I believe, where the real alpha is. It's not buying those large cap cryptocurrencies with billions and billions of dollars. It's buying the small ones, but doing it smartly, not just picking something randomly in a list. It's following the smart money. It's following the people that tend to make very profitable trades and thus get very similar returns to them. And so I like this approach that much that I made a dedicated tutorial section just on this topic. So this is 8 videos in total. How can we find influencer wallets? How can we track those influencer wallets? And how can we interpret the signals that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. The link is down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about on-chain analytics. analytics. It's also about back testing. It's about portfolio diversification and risk management. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total. Once we have got a wallet signal, we also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. We also have to compare our on-chain analytics. That's why we've got dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first week and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so does it make sense to continue holding the one token? Probably, because the US dollar price is likely going to increase. Does it make sense to buy the token? Probably not, because the risk to reward isn't the best and there is a ton of manipulation going on as well. I believe most opportunities are in the smaller tokens right now. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.